So this is the 2019 Lexus ES 350. It's completely redesigned for this year, and it rides on the new Toyota platform, which is a TNGA, which supposedly improve the handling and fuel consumption. It has a polarizing design, as you can see from here. Um, Lexus spindle grille, whether you would like it or not, but it grew on me, so I'm actually loving the design. Going on the side profile, it has a fastback coupe like, and it also stretches the wheelbase. I think it grew um, from the previous generation by 2 to 3 inches legroom. And going on the back, it has an LS element, which it's actually good on this new design. It borrows a lot of element from the new LS. Has a dual exhaust tip at the bottom. Sorry about the the sun. It's about 6 o'clock and it's still hot here in LA because it's summer. So going here on the opposite side, it's like what I said, the design is very polarizing and striking. And that's the reason why I decided to get this new ES. I had it for about a week now, and I can tell you that the ride is really smooth. So it has some front sensors as well, which is it makes it a lot easier to park. It tells you if you are close to the object or you're about to hit something. So here in the door handle, it has a sensor. This one is to actually lock the door, and at the back here is to actually unlock it. So it has a very low it's actually lower to the ground, so it's a lot easier to get in. And once you're inside, you can see the design is really pretty good. The way that Lexus did a good job as far as designing this car, it gives you this premium feel. Now this one that I have is actually came with a premium package, and it has a Mark Levinson um, a sound system. I think it has 17 speakers, which is equivalent to 1800 watts. The seats, they have faux leather, but Lexus actually makes the best leather in the car industry, so it's this one you can't really tell the difference. I also have this wood interior and an ambient lighting also at night. So let's open the door again and see how it feels when I shut it. So it sounds solid. It's just like what I said, it rides on the new platform, so it has a better handling. So starting this engine, it's like this the new cars nowadays, all push button. And this is the inform system. It has an 8-inch dual display, and if you get a navigation package, you'll get 12.3 as far as the size wise. But this one is I don't need it since it has an Android Auto. Actually, not Apple CarPlay. I take that back. It doesn't support Android for now, which is kind of disappointing, especially for this price range. I know Toyota already supports Android, but I'm not sure if, well, from what I know, the new RX that's gonna come out for the year 2020, it will also support the Android, but not on this car yet. So maybe it will be a software upgrade on the next model for this car, which is a 2020, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out next year. It has this also another screen here that would also give you some information, but I'm surprised that Lexus hasn't really upgraded this LCD screen. It's getting old now. I know for the LF it actually moves from right to left, but this one, I think they need a new design language for this to make the car a lot more aggressive to the buyer. See, it's showing the temperature outside. It's 91 degrees. It's about 6:20 p.m. and I need some gas. And it's like what I said, I had this car for over a week now, 10 days to be specific, and it has about 704 miles on it since I drive a lot. Here it has you can actually choose some driving mode, which is sport, normal, and eco. So whenever you switch this one actually changes color. So this one is the eco, this one is the sport, and this one is the normal. So Lexus did a good job on changing some color in there to make it more interesting. It has this touchpad here that controls this system, since it's not really a touch screen. Overall, the materials inside is pretty nice. The back, you have ample space. It's like when you're sitting in the back, it's kind of like you're in a limousine. It gives you that feel, since everything here, this one is soft touch there, soft touch here, hard plastic here, and here you have a little bit of storage here. Again, soft touch, and I like the stitching. And it has this really nice kind of like bamboo-ish design wood. And here at the bottom of the console, you have a little bit of storage in here where you can put your phone on this caddy. And there's a USB port right there. I'm also surprised that Lexus still has a CD player. I know nowadays for most of the cars that comes out in the market right now, they don't have a CD player anymore, since everything is wireless, or you can actually connect your phone into it. It has also a ventilated seat, as well as the heated seats for both the driver and the passenger side. Unfortunately, it doesn't have one in the back. There is some controls here which are actually pretty clear when you're driving this in the morning, but at night it's kind of actually hard to see, since I don't think they're illuminated. So it takes a lot of familiarity in order for you to get used at these buttons. Now, as far as the steering wise, the buttons are actually laid pretty well, the way that they were actually placed on the steering wheel. So this one, it doesn't really take a lot of familiarity, since they're illuminated at night, and since they're on the steering wheel, you could actually see them, and they're a lot easier for you to navigate them, since they're closer to your hands. It also has a paddle shifter, which I'm kind of surprised that for this kind of car, Lexus actually has this paddle shifter. I never use them. I don't think it's even necessary to have this paddle shifter. It also has a dual clutch here, for which you can put the engine here, and you can just probably again change it manually by going up and down. Again, I haven't really tried that part, since I would just put it in a regular automatic. Makes my life a lot easier. It has a garage control here, as well, which I haven't really programmed since I don't have much time to actually play along with this car yet. I just learned about the basic things, which is the most important thing to drive this car. Here it has a map light, some LED lights right here too, and another one here. It also has a sunroof right there, and an SOS button. I think Lexus told me that this is actually good for 10 years. I'm sorry, I couldn't really get it right there. And it has its own connection. Doesn't really have to go integrated with your phone. It also has this traditional old clock right there, which again, I'm surprised they haven't really got rid of it. It has 3 memory seat right there, for which you can program for, I guess, 3 drivers. Again, I'm kind of confused again, because there's supposed to be only 2 drivers and only came with 2 keys, so I don't know what's the third one for. And turning on the sound system, you press, right now I have a CD. It's playing Britney Spears right now, album called The Blackouts. It's her best album. That's too bad that she didn't promote it that well. Anyway, this is the best album that I like from Britney Spears. Sound quality, as far as the system wise, it's okay, I guess. I know there's a lot of people actually complain about this sound system, that it's not as good as it should be. I mean, it's 1800 watts, and it doesn't really sound like it's at 1800 watts. I used to drive, this is probably, you guys know, since I also had a review for my previous car, which is a 2017 Mazda CX-9. It had a Bose system, which is actually pretty good. But prior to that car, I used to be an Acura guy. I used to drive an MDX, and it had a 10 speaker ELS sound system. It sounded really, really well. Prior to that, I was also driving a TSX. Before that, an RSX. And this is actually the first time that I purchased a Lexus, since I wanted to try the difference between a Lexus and a Honda, or I mean a Lexus or an Acura, rather, since Toyota actually owns Lexus, which is their luxury brand. So there's few things that I didn't like about this car as well, and one of them is the shifter. For a 45,000 car, this shifter looks cheap. It reminds me a lot of a Toyota CHR, and I think they chose the wrong design language for this, because I don't know, I just kind of feel like it made the car look cheap. And just like what everybody is also complaining, this touchpad, it's overly sensitive, and I don't think this is something you can operate while driving. I didn't like it that much, since this system here, this infotainment system, it's not a touch screen, so you really don't have any option but to use this kind of finicky touch screen here. And I just hope that Lexus would do something about this, because it's not something that easy to use. Aside from that, I think also the sound system, it needs to be fixed, and maybe you know, make it sound a lot better, since Mark Levinson is supposedly one of the best brand sound system out there, but on this case, I don't think it really gives justice on this brand. So I think it needs a little bit tweak in order for this to stand out, since from what I heard, the previous generation of this Lexus, the Mark Levinson sounds a lot better. um so that's pretty much it. As from now, I am really loving the way how quiet this car is. It's not a sports car, but it doesn't, you don't feel the 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 way it drives as you're driving an M3 or a GS, but rather you're driving a luxury car where it's quiet, smooth, and it's refined. And I really love the way how it rides. On the city, it's actually really quiet, but on the highway there's a little bit of noise out there. I mean, probably the reason why, because this is not the top of the line, which is the F Sport. From what I heard, that one, it really conceal the sound outside, and it makes the cabin really quiet. I didn't get a chance to actually drive that since when I was at the dealership. That car, total MSRP is close to 55,000. I think it's just too much to spend that much money for a car. I mean, my supposedly I was just about to spend about upper 40s on this, but the MSRP of this is 45, and I got rebate because of the 4th of July promotion that they have. So I got a good deal with this car, and I just went for it. Plus, it's a daily beater. I don't think I would like to drive something expensive or above my budget for a daily beater. I mean, it's the same engine, the same miles per gallon. So I'm satisfied with my car right now, since it came with a premium package, and and some Mark Levinson, just like what I've said, ambient lighting and wood trim. So I couldn't really ask for anything else. Um, if I would have to compare Lexus um, against my Acura, I would go for Lexus. If only I knew, I would have gotten with this brand a long time ago, or sooner than how I did right now. I was just loyal to Honda brand, but I kind of feel like that they're really, really falling behind as far as the design wise and the way that their car's performance. So I just decided to try something else, and I'm really glad I did, since I'm really loving this car. It's the color outside is Nightfall Mica, which is actually a pretty good color, a blue color, and it changes color depending on the amount of light. It can turn blue, black, or purple. But right now I'm actually inside the car, since it's really hot outside, and it's just too much glare. It's hard to do recording, and it's hard to also see where I'm at. I was planning to actually do this video a lot sooner, but I just couldn't find the time. And if I didn't, I don't think I'll be able to do it anymore, since I'm pretty sure I would lose the interest of doing a video and sharing my review about this car. All right, guys, I hope I gave you some feedback about this car for those of you who are interested of getting it. And that's how my review went for the new 2019 Lexus ES 350.